Welcome to the discussion and thank you for always joining us. This is K.c.s.e 2007 paper 2 number 19, a question on trigonometry. And the question we have reads, given that y is equal to 8 sin 2x minus 6 cos x, complete the table for the missing values of y. We have the values of x between 0 and 120. We also have y, which is equal to 8 sin 2x minus 6 cos x. So for 30 degrees, we are going to have 8 sin 2 times 30, which is 60. So we are going to have 8 sin 60 minus cos 30. And that one is going to give us 1.7. For 105, we are going to have 105 times 2, such that we have 210. So 8 sin 210 minus 6 cos x will give us when you use a calculator, it's negative 2.4. And once we have done that, we are through with part A. We go to part B. On the grid provided, draw the graph of y is equal to 8 sin 2x minus 6 cos x. For the values between 0 degrees and 120, we have been told to use 2 centimeters to represent 15 degrees, but I'm going to use a different scale because of the grid I have. So I'm going to begin from 0 here, then use 1 centimeter to represent 15 degrees. Next is 30, we have 45, 60, we have 75. After 75, we are going to have 90, 105. After 105, we have 120, and that is basically what we have. Next, we are going to have the values of y, the highest being negative 6, and therefore I'm going to use a scale of 1 centimeter to represent 2 units. So we are going to have 2, 4, 6. Then downwards, we are going to have negative 2, negative 4, and negative 6. And in this case now, I will be forced to quote another different scale where we have x-axis, and along one x-axis, 1 centimeter represents 15 degrees, and on y-axis, we have 1 centimeter representing 2 units. But I always said that anytime you are given the scale to use, the grid that will be provided will cater for that particular scale. Make sure you stick to that particular scale anyway. After doing that, we now go and start plotting. When x is 0 degrees, the value of y is negative 6. Negative 6 is at this point here. When the value of x is 15 degrees, negative 1.8. At 15 degrees, we have negative 1.8. Negative 1.8 is at this point. At 30 degrees, we are going to have positive 1.7. 1.7 is going to be 1 is midway, and therefore 1.7 is going to be around this point here. So at 45 degrees, we are going to have 3.8. 3.8 will be around this point here. Then at 60 degrees, we are going to have 3.9. 3.9 is close to 4 here. At 75, we are going to have 2.4. At 75, we are going to have 2.4 at this point here. At 90, we are going to have 0. At 105, we are going to have negative 2.4. Negative 2.4 will be here. that is at 105, sorry, negative 2.4 at this point, and finally at 120 we are going to have negative 3.9, and negative 3.9 is going to be around this point here. So once we have done that, now we are going to use our free hand to draw our curve. Now we can join all these points this way for us to get our curve. So that is exactly our curve. We can label it, that is y is equals to 8. Y is equals to 8 sin 2x minus 6 cos x. Once we have drawn our curve and labeled it, now we can proceed. Remember, drawing of this curve is given 4 marks, and out of the 4 marks we have the scale, we are going to have the axis, we have the plotting, and of course the curve itself. And since we do not have the axis to label, so we are going to have the marks spread between the scale, which is going to be 1 mark. The plotting will be given like 2 marks, and of course the curve will be given 1 mark to make it 4 total. We move to part C of the question. Using the graph, estimate the maximum value of y. That is, of course, part C. C, we need the maximum value of y. And to get the maximum value of y, we can pick it from the graph. And we are going to look at the highest point where the graph has touched, and you can see it is at 4, because we cannot mention negative 6 because negative 6 is minimum. So the maximum value will be 4 units. Then from there we move to the next part, which is C Roman 2. In Roman 2 we are told the value of x for which 4 sin 2x minus 3 cos x is equal to 1. So what we are going to do, remember they have simply reduced this curve by 2. That is what we are having here, such that we are going to have y is equals to 4 sin 2x minus 3 when you divide by 2 cos x. And that is basically what we have. And in this case now we are going to go to where y is equal to 1, then draw a straight line. Where the line and the curve intersect will be our point. Remember, 1 is midway, and therefore we are going to put our line at half this point here. So at that point we are going to look at where the curve is going to intersect with, the line is going to intersect with the curve, and of course use these points here to give the solution at this point here. So this is where we are going to have the first value of x and also pick it from here. So as you can see there, the first value of x is roughly at, this is 15. Then between 15 and 30 we have 15 units. That means one small box is equivalent to. So the two values of x will be at, we have made a mistake here because the curve we have is actually half of what is given, and therefore what we are going to do first before we draw the line, we are going to multiply this by 2 such that we are going to draw this line or this curve where we have y is equal to 2. So we are basically going to do it at this point here. So I'm going to correct that so that we are able to get exactly what we are looking for. So there is a mistake that was done there. So we are going to basically multiply 1 by 2 so that we get 2, so that we have exactly the values equivalent to that of the curve. So this is exactly where we have y is equals to 2. So we are going to read off the value at this point here. We also read another value at this point here. So drawing downwards, we are going to get it at this point here. That will be the value of x. And of course, again, where the line and the curve intersect, again, we are going to have it at this point here. So for the value of x, for the first value of x, we are going to have it at, that is around 33 degrees, since we have 5 smaller boxes representing 15. So 15 divided by 5, we are going to have each small box taking 3 units. And the other one will be around 75 point. We have 75 plus 3, which will give us 78 degrees. And of course, remember, we might be given an allowance of plus or minus around 0.5. So such that we are within the given range. That brings us to the end of that particular question. Thank you for watching and welcome to our discussions. And in case you are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, you click the subscribe button so that anytime we publish a video like this, you will automatically be given a notification. Thank you and welcome.